In early 2008, we were given the set Phantom Darkness, which introduced us some very iconic dark monsters like Dark Armed Dragon as well as Rainbow Dark Dragon. And with that, we also got the Yubel cards. And 15 years later, we finally get an upgrade to this, and we were introduced to Phantom Nightmare with 7 new Yubel cards. And let me tell you, as a GX fan, this is awesome. We're seeing some of Yubel's cards get trained into Yubel themed cards, and oh boy, we're gonna go through all these cards right now. I'm very excited about these, and yeah, hopefully they're good. I haven't actually read them yet, so let's take a look at it. Right now we have Spirit of Yubel. Is a dark level 10, 0 attack, 0 defense, fiend effect monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, I kind of expected that one. If this card is special summoned, you could take one spell or trap from your deck that mentions Yubel and either add it to your hand or set it. That's not bad. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card, just like the first Yubel, the original one. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon one of your Yubel that is banished or in your hand, deck, or graveyard. So I kind of expect this to work like that because it looks exactly like Spirit of Neo. So I assume they have kind of a attack effect on there, and yeah, it does. But I do like the searchability and the setting because we do have a trap card, so I don't know what the trap does. So hopefully it actually sets up something for you to activate next turn. But I do like the search utility here, and I'm assuming all these cards have Yubel listed in their card text. I do like that it's actually like a wall. It can't be destroyed because I think Spirit of Neos can't be destroyed in that battle or in that turn. It'll special summon. So it's cool. I like this card regardless. So let's get into the next. I like the pop effect too. So that's actually really cool too. But let's get into the next one, which is Geist Grinder Golem. It is a dark level 8, 3000 attacks, 300 defense. It's a fiend effect. You can only special summon this Geist Grinder Golem once per turn. You can reveal one Yubel monster in your hand, special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field, then you can special summon the revealed monster to your field. Once per turn during damage calculation, if this card battles a Yubel monster, your opponent gains 3,000 life points. That's interesting. If you special summon Yubel with this card in your graveyard, you could special summon this card to your opponent's field. Okay, but I think with the Yubel, you have to get attacked, right? So, I mean, as long as you attack, you gain that 3,000 life points and you don't take any damage. So I guess that's cool, but you're giving them a level 8 monster too, and that's kind of dangerous sometimes depending on the deck. But it does shut off things like infinite impermanence and evenly matched, so I guess that's actually pretty cool. And you get to summon out a Yubel monster from your hand, so it could either be Spirit of Yubel or the original. So this card is pretty cool, and it is searchable with Dark Spirit's Magistery, so that's pretty neat. Now let's go into the new Samsara Loaded, Samsara Regenerating Lotus. It is a dark level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense, fiend monster. You can only use the first and second and third effects of this card aims each once per turn. You contribute this card, special summon one Yubel monster from your deck. Awesome. So it's like a lone fire blossom for Yubels. During your opponent's turn, when a monster effect is activated while you control a Yubel monster quick effect, you contribute this card. That effect becomes destroy one Yubel monster on the field. So it's kind of like a negate, but also getting some benefit, like it destroys the Yubel monster, and that triggers the effect of the Yubel to bring out one of its new forms out. That's neat. During your end phase, if you control Yubel and this card is in your graveyard, you can take this card and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Okay, so it is restricted to only the original Yubel. So at least it's there so you contribute it in case you need to keep Yubel out. But I really like this card. This card is awesome, and it is searchable with the what's that one spell card? Prayers map, something like that. But yeah, nice lone fire starter. I like that, and you can summon out Spirit of Neos, a Spirit of Yubel, and get another search too. So that's actually really cool. But let's go into this brand new fusion monster. I cannot pronounce the name. It's in German, so I'm not even going to attempt it. It is a dark level 12, 0 attack, 0 defense. Fiend fusion effect monster. It requires one Yubel monster plus one or more effect monsters on the field. This is super poly target. That makes so much sense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each fusion material used for its summon. That's actually pretty good if you can fuse so many monsters on the field with super poly. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. If this card battles an opponent's monster at the end of the damage step, inflict damage to equal to that monster's attack, and if you do, banish it. Hey, that's some pretty good removal. It doesn't target either. I do wish it had an effect to replace itself though, like Spirit of Yubel does. Even though it has the whole can't be destroyed effect, at least you could summon out at least the big boy, the ultimate nightmare or something, just to get over like the summoning restrictions to go into it. It's still a really cool card, and it's supposed to go with Super Poly. But let's go into the next ones before I give my overall thoughts about these cards. We have Nightmare Pain, continuous spell card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one dark monster in your hand or face up on your field, and if you do, add one Yubel or one card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except itself. While you control any Yubel monsters All opponents' monsters must attack them if able. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving your Yubel monsters. This is actually pretty cool, and I think this does work with Yubel, because I know Yubel's a win effect, but since it's all listed and it says that clause, and if you do, I think it's all still considered one effect. So I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below if that actually would work. If you pop Yubel in your hand, can you search and then special summon out like Terror Incarnate from your hand, deck, or graveyard? Like, because I really do need to know about that. And it's also interesting that they do take the battle damage your opponent does, because the original Yubel has to be attacked, but this time you can just attack with Yubel and it does it. I think it does that in the anime, but it does not do that in the TCG and OCG. Next, we have Mature Chronicle. It's a continuous spell card. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Each time a Yubel monster or monsters or a monster or monster that mentions Yubel is special summon, place one Chronicle counter on this card. You can remove up to 5 Chronicle counters from this card you controlled. Activate one of these effects. 1. Special summon 1 Yubel from your graveyard. 2. Add one of your banished cards to your hand. So that's any card. That's pretty cool. 3. Banish 1 card from your deck. 4. Destroy 1 card on the field. 5. Add 1 Super Polymerization from your deck to your hand. Yeah, that's pretty big, because you need a special summon 5. It doesn't even say summon, it's just is special summon. This is it's a bit costly there, but I think what they're trying to go for, because I think you needed 5 counters like in the anime. Like, I guess they were trying to get to that super polymerization with the spell chronicle. I guess they put it 5 as the highest, because that's what she was trying to get into. But I don't know. It's let's go into the other card before we get into that one. We have Eternal Favorite. It is searchable with the Flame Wingman, so that's actually really cool. Hopefully it's a good card. Continuous trap card. You can, once per turn, you can activate one of these effects, but you cannot. You can only use each of the following effects of this card's name once per turn. Special summon one of your Yubel monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Neither player can activate cards or effects when it is special summoned. If you control Yubel, discard 1 card, send this face-up card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either field as materials, including a Yubel monster. So it's like another super polymerization. Okay, but I'm a little bit confused. I think this means you can only use 1 effect, though. It doesn't say you can only use each effect once per turn. It says only 1 effect. So am I supposed to have 2 out just to try to use both effects? That seems a little restrictive right there. I feel like you should have been able to at least use both. I don't know. It's cool though. I do like the super poly effect of it. The special summon the Yubel from your banished or graveyard is neat as well, I guess. But I'm kind of noticing all these cards do not work with the other forms of Yubel though. Like, it only works with the original, which makes sense. Like, why wouldn't it? But it kind of feels like they should have included the other versions of it, because they're a little bit so much harder to get into. With like Terror Incarnate needs to be special summoned by Yubel's effect, and the Ultimate Nightmare can only be summoned by using Terror Incarnate's effect. You know what I mean? So I feel like those two kind of got shafted in this, and they're going to be like, they got pushed away, and they're like, no, we're only going to focus on Yubel strictly here. This is only for her, and that's it. You could still try to pop it and get into those special summon of those versions, but at the end of the day, they just kind of got like pushed to the side, so overall the support is pretty decent. Now I don't know what to expect, like what I was gonna say about this. I mean, it's cool, but I don't see it doing like anything like meta impacting or anything like that. So it's like, I don't know if it's even capable of being like a rogue deck. I gotta figure that one out too. And it's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's interesting. I'm a GX fanboy, so I might be a little bit biased, but I feel like there's a way you can make this deck work, and you can use like Perry's map, like I said, to search out the Samsara Loaded one. You can even use Dark Spirit's Mastery to search out the Grinder Golem one. That's assuming how many copies you play of that. But yeah, at the end of the day, I do wish we had the Spirit of Yubel be like, reveal a Yubel monster in your hand, special summon it to your field. Like, it should have just been as simple as that, but nah, I guess they don't. They really want to keep that attack and be exactly like Spirit of Neos, from poses to the effects, all that good stuff. But I am I'm okay with the support. I would love to pick this up though, of course, and maybe even mess around with this deck and see if we could do like some kind of control deck, because being able to burn damage and inflict damage to your opponent if it attacks, although if you get like infinite permanence or skill drain, you're screwed. So it's going to be interesting testing this deck and building it up and just seeing what it can do. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this support for Yubel after 15 long years? Was it worth the wait, or do you guys think we should have gone at least some more like competitive kind of cards? I know we didn't get any like negates, but I was not expecting anything like that. But I do wish we kind of got something that would have included the other two forms, like being able to just special summon them, ignoring the summon conditions. Like, at least the fusion monster should have been able to do that if it gets destroyed, just to like replace itself. You know what I mean? It could have done that. I mean, Spirit of Yubel got that, even though it has it's a destruction protection effect. It still has a backup clause on there in case if it does get destroyed. Feels like the fusion monster should have had that, but it is what it is. And I am happy to be buying boxes of this. Maybe even keep one seal because it's Yubel on the freaking front. Like, yes, I need to buy that and have it in my collection or something like that because it looks beautiful. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about this Yubel support. Are you happy about it? Could have been better? What's something that you think the deck needs? I think we do need like a retrain of that. What's that other one? Was it Regenerating Rose? I think it was like a level 8 or something like that. I'm surprised that didn't get retrained in here, but hey, we got 7 cards out of the retrained, and we also got a card to add to my collection of GX references with the trap card of the Eternal Favorite. So hey, I'm a happy customer, so I really like the support. And again, I'm extremely biased. It's GX and it's Yubel. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and let me know your comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.